Let's be real, you can't escape it. Artificial intelligence is everywhere right now. I mean, with tools like ChatGPT just blowing up, it feels like we're living in the middle of this massive AI hype. But what is it really? Behind all the buzzwords, it can feel kind of confusing, maybe even a little magical. Well, today, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to demystify AI, and we're going to do it by asking 5 simple questions. What, when, how, where, and why?
To get us started, I absolutely love this quote from computer scientist Larry Tesler. It just perfectly nails this weird thing called the AI effect. Think about it. As soon as some cool new tech becomes totally normal, like your email spam filter or the GPS in your car, we kind of stop calling it AI. AI is always that next thing, the thing that feels like it's just on the horizon. And that's exactly why we need to pin down what we're actually talking about.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with what AI actually is. Then we'll take a look at its surprisingly long history. After that, we'll peek under the hood to see how it learns. We'll see where it's already popping up in our lives. And we'll wrap up with the really big one, why we've got to be smart about how we handle all this. Sound good? Let's jump in. Okay, first up, the big question. What on earth is artificial intelligence? You might be surprised to hear that the answer to that has actually changed a lot. So the original dream of AI, what we now call classical AI, was frankly huge. The goal was to build a machine that could literally simulate every single part of human intelligence. But the AI we use today? It's something different. Modern AI, which is mostly machine learning, has a much tighter focus. Its goal is to sift through mountains of data, find patterns, and get really, really good at one specific task. And this is so important because it changes the whole analogy. We're not trying to build a machine that thinks like you or me. We're building an incredibly powerful tool that learns from experience. It's all about pattern matching, not consciousness.
So if that's what AI is today, when did this whole thing get started? I mean, it feels like it all just happened in the last few years, right? Well, the dream of creating intelligent machines is actually ancient.
Seriously, this idea goes all the way back to Greek myths, with stories of automata like Talos, this giant bronze man built to guard an island. But the modern story really kicks off in 1956. That's when the term artificial intelligence was officially born. But it wasn't a smooth ride. What followed were these periods called AI winters, where everyone got pessimistic, progress slowed down, and funding dried up. But then, thanks to way more data and much faster computers, we entered the AI spring we're in now. And just look at that last point. Between 2010 and 2021, the number of AI publications doubled. That's the explosion we're living through. Okay, so we know what it is and a little bit about where it came from, but how does it actually work? How does an AI learn? Let's break it down with a super simple example you use every single day. This right here is basically machine learning in a nutshell. Just think about your email's spam filter. Every single time you mark an email as spam, you're giving the system feedback. You're giving it an experience to learn from. The program then looks at all the properties of that email, starts to spot patterns, and learns to connect those patterns with the word spam. And here's the magic part: improvement. The more examples you feed it, the smarter it gets. This exact same process, feedback, analysis, patterns, improvement, is what powers most of the AI we use today.
So where are all these learning machines? Our fourth question, where, takes us out of the theory and into the real world. Because AI isn't some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. It's already woven into almost every part of our lives.
And honestly, the sheer number of places it's being used is kind of staggering. It's not just in a couple of industries, it's everywhere. It's working behind the scenes in government, in our hospitals, and in law enforcement, making decisions that can seriously affect our lives. And it's right there in front of us, too, powering the movie recommendations we get, and even helping decide who gets a job interview. The biggest thing to take away here is that AI has officially left the lab. It's in our daily lives, touching everything from the totally mundane to the truly monumental. And that brings us to our last and, you could argue, most important question. When technology is this powerful and this widespread, we have to ask, why does governing it matter so much? Well, because with all this amazing innovation, we also have to face the real possibility of harm. This isn't just about cool new gadgets. It's about the very real, ethical, and legal challenges that come along for the ride. And these risks are pretty serious. An AI trained on biased data can just end up making existing discrimination even worse. They handle so much data that they can accidentally leak our private information. And what about when something goes wrong? Who's to blame? It's what's called a responsibility gap. Then there's the black box problem. Sometimes we literally don't know how an AI made its decision. And they can even be used to manipulate us, using what are called dark patterns online to nudge our choices without us even realizing it. These aren't just technical bugs. They're big societal problems.
So how in the world do you regulate something this complicated? Well, the European Union's AI Act gives us one potential roadmap. It takes a risk-based approach, basically sorting AI into 4 different buckets. Some things, like social scoring by governments, are just considered unacceptable and are banned. Then you have high-risk things, like AI used in hiring or medical devices, which have to follow really strict rules. Limited-risk systems, like a chatbot, just have to tell you it's an AI. And then you have everything else, the vast majority of AI, like spam filters, which is considered minimal risk. It's a way to try and balance keeping people safe with letting innovation happen. And that, right there, is the real puzzle, isn't it? The EU's AI Act was being written before things like ChatGPT were household names, which just shows you how ridiculously fast this technology moves. We know we need to do something, because real harm is already happening, but at the same time, we're trying to write rules for a future that we can't even fully predict. It's this tightrope that all of us, regulators, developers, all of society have to walk. How do we build safeguards for today without accidentally crushing the incredible innovations of tomorrow?